Alright, and we're seeing the Feasterling opening there, and Sam You to Death is going to start off with a Gargoyle. And it looks like Hitachi is getting that board control early. And one turn before that Shadow ability for Zaladar will come out, although he is setting up to wipe Hitachi's board. Murderous Hulk is basically going to make that a non-issue and going to come in on the Death Mage Thaddeus, just sort of making sure that he keeps the board. And he actually decided to sort of go for the Hulk, and I guess that's because he had the Brimstone Cultist combo. Alright, sorry for the quiet there. Just the usual endgame messages got to throw out for the world champions. But it looks like that Banebo is keeping, or Hitachi's keeping up the board, keeping up the pressure. And the Soul Seeker is going to come out. Desperate play there, but when you need cards, you need cards. Man, I really do commentate better when I've got someone to play off of. We do see the Aldmore Sentry, which is he recently got changed. He's a pretty beefy 5-drop now, with a really good ability. Can't disable him either. And he sort of helps with haste to the face. Everybody just celebrating it out, and oh, that's good to see. And we see Hitachi come in with his usual. Oh, and he played the Widespread Decay to keep it. That's pretty good play there, and he got rid of the artifacts that Sam You to Death was using. and just dominating at the moment. He's going to need more than his ability to get rid of that board. Smartly uses it against the Death Collector, because the Crispon Tormentor would have gone back into the hand. And if you're actually watching this before the like on YouTube or the past broadcasts before the rest of the tournament, I'll try not to spoil it if I haven't already. Yep, so that's going to go back in. Yep, just sort of reading messages there. But Zaladar taking back the board in a strong way, but he's only got 4 life, so can he pull it together? We know that Hitachi has plenty of weapons. Yep, he's got his ability to deal the 2 damage, and probably even another copy of Necromancer Shroud. Alright, and that was the first game. And I spelled his name wrong, I guess. Where did I do wrong? Oh. I put an extra T in. No, that's right. Oh, there isn't a T in there. I always thought there was a T there. Whatever. I guess this is kind of already showing you stuff if you're paying attention, but let's go ahead and jump into game 2. Just sort of explaining that the streams will be available within the next 24 hours. Zaladar, or Sam you to death rather, dropping the early draw there. And if he could get the Brimstone, that'll be pretty good for him. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good for him. And even in the reason I'm coming back to cover this is because I did make a bit of a mistake when covering the World Champions and not realizing that I had the time to come back and cover these games before the semifinal started. But I also kind of wanted to grab as much of it as we can between me and Gondorian, so that the entirety of day 2 will be watchable. So I'm grabbing not only this match, but the 3rd place matches that are going on currently. And those should be over by the time I'm done with these. Even if the commentary is a little less, I hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. Yep, and it looks like they've evened out the board here. Sammy to death just sitting with more cards. Makes me kind of curious how Hitachi's going to come back from this. And a Hellfire Besieger is one way to do that. We're going to see Mind Control, but that's going to be his entire turn. Unless he has like a Fire Snake in there. If he doesn't, he needs one. Cryptson's Tormentor coming out. And good old Brimstone combo. And we're going to see quite a lot of... he might actually just sit on it. Definitely seen him do that, and he looks like he's going to. Yep, and unfortunately had to kill the Cryptspawn Tormentor with the Deathmage Statius, which meant it went back to the hand, which is pretty much as good as card draw. And sitting on 8 Shadow Energy, he is just making sure that he has the Shadow Energy when he needs it. Like right now, he's going to get to draw cards and not have to waste the 3 damage from the Tormentor. And there's another one of the Tormentors, possibly the same one that got returned to the hand. And Xaladar's out of Shadow Energy. Sam You to Death's not looking too good here. Well, there's the Shadow Font. But that's just going to put it back in his hand, which is not so fantastic. Kind of like how I never really noticed that the ability animation followed it back to his hand. I knew it followed it to the graveyard, but that was pretty cool looking. Anyway, we're going to see a DMT come out, or come into play rather, and another Cryptspawn Tormentor. So just making sure that he always has allies to play, and making it very difficult for Sam You to Death to keep him out of cards to play. And keeping all that damage off his hero as well. Soulbound Armor is rushing into the field. Going to take care of one of those Tormentors. And the Soul Reaper is going to bring his life back up to 25. Forgive the squeak, or the squeak rather. Yep, and we're going to see a weapon. And he's not going to make the... it's looking like he's not going to let the Collector stay on board. But that is 4 extra damage there. And it looks like he's just going to go completely for the face here. Unless the weapon goes into the Soulbound Armor at the last minute, which it does. Just a second, I had someone ask me a question. And it looks like I can't answer it for him quite yet. But that's okay. Yep, and just Hitachi coming out strong, keeping his board. Energy Discharge is going to take that board away from him, but once again, that Crypt Spawn Tormentor is just going to go right back to the hand. MVP of this match for sure. Free Reactorary and an Aldmore Sentry, which is pretty powerful there. But Hitachi doesn't need too much to actually win here because he's going to... he decides not to hit the Zaladar. I guess that means he doesn't have the Necromancer Shroud and stuff like that, but he does have a Forgotten Horror, which is going to clear the board for him and get him a pretty powerful ally. Krygon going to take it out with his ping and getting Hitachi really low. Low. Sorry, whenever I say something that like brings a song to my mind, I have to say that. I have to like sing that part. You want to see Hunter's Gambit take that out, get him a few more cards. Looks like he didn't have the Soul Seeker to gain some life, but it's probably fine, and a Hellfire Besieger is in play. Zaladar just digging, or Samu to death rather. I mean, he is playing Zaladar, but trying to use player names. Yep, and there's that Necromancer Shroud that has just won so many games. Yep, in fact, that's actually it. And he's going to use the Hellfire Besieger, and then that's going to take out the Zaladar. That's actually a very good use for your Hellfire Besieger that I hadn't considered before. Then again, that's the reason why players like Hitachi are world class, and I'm not. I'm just going to check on this real quick to answer a question. Okay. And we will be covering those. Shortly. So we're going to go on to game 3. Unless my mind is slipping, we already did that. I'm not replaying the same game, am I? I guess we'll find out soon. Had a bit of a mind lapse there where I wasn't sure if I just covered the third game or not. But we're going through it anyway. And looking at the clock here, it looks like I'm not going to be able to grab that third place match, but I will record it and put it up on YouTube. So it will get recorded. and that'll be up later. Or that'll be up by or in the next 24 hours as well. Yep, Hitachi's kind of running out of cards, although with this Zaladar being so ally focused, he's not going to have the problem of Hunter's Gambit. Not having any targets, that is. Mind Control, going to take care of that Hulk. Just playing a beefy ally, hoping that it sticks. And hopefully, he's hoping that Sammy to Death doesn't have another Mind Control. Yep, and he's digging for cards and taking out the less useful ally. And there's that Cryptspawn Tormentor. That MVP. Mind Control definitely happened, but it was a turn later. There's that Necromancer's Shroud. Gonna grab another Cryptspawn Tormentor if I had to guess. Or no, the Death Collector. He's going for the damage, which makes sense. No reason to use your Shadow Energy, though, because you're not going to have it 2 turns in a row, so you might as well save it for any ally that might grace the board with its presence. Soul Reaper's bringing his life total back up to 10. Not as big as the last game. But still enough to buy him a turn. Yep, and this is one of those times where you definitely should use the ability, because now he has lethal on the board. He only needs 3 damage on the board in order to win. And it looks like that's probably going to be game. Well, maybe not quite yet. Almost, though. Almost. Oh, and top deck the Leyline Nexus. That's game. That's rough. But there you have it. There's the match that I missed. And I will grab the Otto versus Emigor match for 3rd place. And we'll be putting that up too. But that'll have to happen in a couple of hours when I get back. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love streaming the World Championship. And for those watching the YouTube, the longer video, I'll try to leave a link to it in the description, is the rest of the World Champions. So I had a lot of fun, and congratulations to the winner again. I'll try not to spoil it, even though I already did. But, you know, I will see you guys around, and keep an eye out for more streams this week from me. Have a good one.